Yes. Once again, welcome to Impact Masters Media, bringing you Impact Masters podcasts, brought to you by one and only Michael Kimathi, or MK if you want, hosting one and only Sigu Magwa. Sigu, how are you today?
I'm good, Michael.
You good?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's an honor to host you once again and continue with our conversation around you're still in primary school though, right?
Yeah, I'm still in primary school.
And you're figuring out where do you fit, culture shock, the Swahili, movies, millennium is here. So Sigu, are you almost graduating from primary school, or what happened?
Yeah, I think by the time I was 2 years in, I had started getting a few Swahili words or just a couple of Swahili words, and I would converse properly.
Yeah. Like which one?
I would comfortably say nasikia njaa. I am hungry.
And do you know that's a wrong Swahili grammar? I don't know what they... Lugha. Hiyo ni sio lugha fasihi.
Yeah, you're supposed to say nahisi.
Fasaha.
But again, I just speak what my elders were speaking.
Yeah.
That's how languages are born.
Yeah, the reason why I've said that actually is intentional. Because if you say that in places like Da, Tanga, they're like, these are Kenyan.
Yeah.
It's understood among us Kenyans, but...
if you go to the to other people, their Swahili doesn't. Yeah.
And there's this thing that they say Swahili started from the coast. The coast is the other side of the lake. So lake is in the western side.
Okay.
And then it traveled. By the time it was getting in the Luo land, there was nothing left because everyone took a couple of words. Yeah.
And it's worse in Uganda. It's completely
not
there.
And by the way, this is interesting that you brought it up. They just started teaching it officially.
Oh, nice.
So it is the widely spoken African language.
Yeah, it's the most widely spoken African language.
Yes. So they started actually, I think in Rwanda, if I'm not wrong. Maybe we need to check this after the podcast.
Yeah.
So in Rwanda, they're teaching Swahili and English as the official language. In Burundi and now Uganda. Yeah, Uganda, they are really good in English, right?
Oh, yeah. They are really good. Banang.
Yeah. So, I mean... So when you say Swahili was a trick part of your experience in boarding school, that is primary school, I totally understand, because at the end of the day, I'm here to meet a proper... There's this guy who wrote Siku Njema. Was he?
Was it Ken Walibora?
Yes. Was he a Luya or Luo?
He's a Luo.
He's a Luo?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
How come he mastered the language? Because he's like the best writer ever for Swahili. And by the way, guys, if you have never read Walibora work, please make some time. You'll change the perspective of storytelling in Swahili as you know it. Am I right, by the way? Have you read any Ken Walibora's book?
Yeah, we had a set book by Ken Walibora. I can't remember the name.
And not Siku Njema?
No, it wasn't Siku Njema. Yeah, it was... Siku Njema was done a few years before we. It was either the previous one or the last two set books.
Is it Wanenisi or something?
Oh, you're talking about... No, you're not talking about Ken. We are talking about Wala bin Wala.
Ken Walibora should...
No, it's not Ken Walibora. We are actually talking about Wala bin Wala.
Wala bin Wala is a Luo.
Yes, he's the Luo.
What about Ken Walibora? Is it a Luya?
No, Ken, I'm not sure.
But Ken is...
He's amazing.
I don't know. I feel like he did the best that you can do in Swahili, because even Tanzanian used to celebrate him literally, because if you read his retro work, you start seeing Swahili in a it made me love Swahili by then. I was really good in Swahili. Both Fasi is literature, right?
Yes.
And grammar. I don't know what's grammar in Swahili, but
I'm not sure.
Yeah. I don't know if it's what they call I can't
You're not sure
do
about
that.
it, yeah?
No, I can't get it's right now. I want to recall. I can't get the
Yeah.
right name for grammar in Swahili, but yeah. So it made me understand both and how you can use them, because you see, if you're good in Swahili grammar, you're able to express in literature, right?
Yeah.
So
And again, so the difference between, so back in primary school, there wasn't a difference between literature and
for sure,
language.
yeah, for sure,
So it was only written
yeah,
and
spoken.
multi-choice. No, spoken wasn't there.
Oh,
It
okay.
was just written and multi-choice. So the reason I would not fail Swahili was because I was either writing it or choosing from a couple of answers.
Oh, so it was easier that way.
Yeah, that was like the easiest form of Swahili that I had. The bad Swahili that we will now speak, the wrong Swahili that we now speak, it's never the same Swahili that we write in compositions. It is never the same Swahili that we do multi-choice for. If you can't say nasikia njaa, you can't write nasikia njaa.
Yeah.
You will write nahisi njaa, but you will always say nasikia njaa. It's just a Kenyan way of operating. Yeah. Kenyans, the way they write Swahili and the way they speak Swahili is not the same.
Yeah,
it's never the same. So I also had to adjust to that. And by the time I was getting to my final year of exam in primary school, that was actually my best performance in primary school. So
nice. Okay.
yeah, I think I realized, I'm not sure about it, but maybe I just realized that I'm in school to study. So
there are no two options.
Yeah, everything else.
At what point?
just
At
let it
class 7 or 8?
No, that's class 8. Yeah, but by the time I was in class 7, I was already in top 10.
So you started bottom 10
Yeah.
and and improved.
Yes,
So
yes.
which class did you go to boarding school again?
5.
5.
Yeah. So I
And
had
from-
2 years. 5 and class 6. I had class 5 and class 6 to get my things together.
And
Yeah.
you really worked hard.
Yeah, you have to, because you have nothing else to do. I could not even play football. Yeah. So in that primary school, again, the boarding school, we will go to bathe at the river.
Naked.
Yes. You know,
was it Duf Mpara or it's official? If you want to bathe, you go to the river.
no, if you had to bathe, you go to the river. The whole school had to go to the river at 4 o'clock in the evening.
Oh, in the evening. Oh.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
In the evening. So I've grown up by the lake. So there's a common saying in our language that says we are used to each other's nakedness in good faith.
Yeah, I hear that a lot.
Yeah. So
Is it still the same until now?
yeah, it's I shower at the lake when I go home.
Everyone.
Yeah, you just go to the lake, take off your clothes, take a shower.
You know, I had this and
Yes.
I thought maybe I was like, okay, what's happening?
We need to go home. I'll show you.
Everyone
no, really cares.
based
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Mother, father, children,
No.
everyone.
Same gender one side.
Yeah. One side, not like far away from each other.
No.
Or
It's
something.
same gender one side and the other gender on the other side.
So you can see those guys are bathing.
You can blur. Yeah, there's a blurry vision of the other gender bathing on the other side.
Blurry.
Yes.
Blurry.
Blurry. So it can be. You can go to shower. Your uncle is there. Your friends are there. Yeah. your
Well, that I
cousins are there.
understand.
Yeah, that happens. So you just.
Are small boys there though?
Yeah, the small boys are there too. So if they're extra small, then they go bathe with their mothers. Yeah. Their mothers just wash them.
Not like they bathe together.
Nah, but they're in the same place. So
What you started with the nakedness is what? This is news to me, by the way.
Oh.
I'm like, I have had this in a passing glance, but
it's always a son or a daughter or a child of the lake is used to the other's nakedness. Yes. We rarely really give a lot of attention to
nakedness.
yes. Well, by the lake. Yeah, it's kind of nothing.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's so I also noticed this way later on in my life when I noticed that some people can't be on the same room and somehow just change their clothes.
Yes,
They just feel like it's
even
not
same
okay.
gender sometimes. It's
Yeah, even
crazy.
for the same gender, they just feel like it's not okay. But for us,
It's okay.
yeah, we shower together, we share the soap, we share. Yeah, and it
Okay.
was fine. It's always been fine. If if I go home tomorrow,
let me ask this, because there is these cases of rape and people say, I was tempted, what all these excuses. So by the lake, is this something common or
no? It's not,
because it's obvious, like
yes,
she is naked or he is naked. What's the big deal?
Yes, but again, there's that respect of we know that this is where the opposite gender normally takes their shower or they do their things. So naturally, you'll see people. If you're of the opposite gender, you naturally avoid going there. Yeah. So it's so rare to find someone of the opposite gender on the other side of the lake.
What do you mean by other side? Say we are living in this. Okay, we're living in this village, hypothetically.
Yes.
And there is a lake. So the other gender has to like swim or do whatever it is to go to the other side? Or
No. It's not literally the other side of the lake, but along the lake, there are usually reeds or there are plantations.
I get you.
So one gender can take this side of the plantation, the other gender takes the other side of the plantation.
When you said the other side, and even I said about blurry, is that lake is not that far.
Yeah, it's not that far.
One bank to the other, so you could see those are the guys.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And you literally know that they're there, but it's only that it's none of your business. Just do your thing, go home.
So you guys literally celebrate nakedness.
That's a strong word to use, but I think we assume
people
it.
The reason why I'm saying this,
yes,
there are people who despise, like, I'm seeing you're naked.
We don't despise.
Wrong.
No, we don't. We don't despise it.
Yeah.
And it actually gets to a point where me and some of my friends will, even in a house, in a normal house setup, you see my friend just taking a shower. We are not in the lake, we are in the house. He takes a shower and he just walks out without a towel. Yeah, to the bedroom. And it's fine. Yeah. It's because
it's nothing.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Okay.
You're born and bred by the lake. I started by saying that.
Yeah. This is very important, actually, because the reason why you're doing this podcast is that African stories are never told.
Yeah.
And if they're told by an African or someone who is a foreigner.
Yes.
And some of this information, I'm an African. I just had it as a passing glance, and I didn't give it so much attention.
Yeah.
Now you're saying it, I'm like, so this thing was like true. It was serious.
Yeah,
it happens even today.
I can take you home.
Please don't.
Yeah, one of these visits. Let's just go home. We go take a quick shower. Trust me, it's going to be a quick one. Yes. Just take a quick shower. And you start by swimming. Then after swimming, you. So if
I come from Sigu, to be honest with you, things are different, bro. Things are different.
And
I'll share my story, and you'll understand what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah. It's crazy, bro.
It's
next. We have never had this conversation, by the way.
Yeah.
When we'll have this, or when you will hear me have this conversation, you understand. It's something I would say more spiritual than.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and but I appreciate that you're sharing these info, because people will not take it for granted. They will understand, like, it's nothing, it's normal, it's our culture, we embrace it. And there's no big deal. And there's respect to that. Yeah, as long as maybe someone else might not understand, like, how?
Yeah, how would you do it?
But if you think about it, by the way, Yeah, you are giving so much credit where it's not needed, right?
Yes.
So.
Oh yeah. So where was I? I think I've lost my train of thought, but I can pick it up.
You're almost going to high school.
Yeah,
you've catched up with guys.
Yeah. So let me just jump straight to high school.
No, wait a minute.
Yes.
Come on, see.
Did I just lose something?
No, come on. You told us you just improved, right? And you performed really well. What is this perform? Like, what happened?
The performance jump was, it's probably because I just stopped trying to catch up. Yeah. I was like...
Do you have like, the tips of like how you did this successfully? I know if someone is listening to you and they've been struggling, like, how can I improve my performance? How can I work around this? What do you do different?
Okay. I might have noticed that I was that kind of a student who just needs to listen in class and that's it.
Don't take notes?
I do take notes. Yeah. if a teacher is in class for 40 minutes, then I'm with the teacher for 40 minutes.
You are there. You are focused.
I'm focused.
Yeah.
I will listen to the teacher for 40 minutes. I will write the notes they want me to write.
Yeah.
And that's it for me.
Okay.
I might sleep at prep time. I might go play. I might do anything else. But whatever the teacher said for the 40 minutes.
You got it and you understood it.
I got it. If I didn't understand, I will raise my hand
and ask.
Whoever wants to laugh, let them.
Don't care.
Yeah. So I got to that point of, however much you're laughing, I didn't get it.
Yes. And this is me.
Yeah. So if the teacher explains it to me, then I'm going to understand it.
Yeah.
And once I understand it during class time, I don't need remedials for that. I don't need to go for extra preps.
Yes.
For that. And I carried this along even to my high school.
Yeah.
And along even to my university.
Yeah.
Where I will just make sure that when the teacher is there, I'm there. I just listen. I just write. If I don't understand, I raise up my hand. I ask. I ask about what I didn't understand, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. I think I can relate to that. I wouldn't say how, but I can relate to that. Yeah. So you started now seeing change because now what the teacher was sharing actually made a difference to understanding even the context and how maybe you can even apply it when the questions come. Yep. And you do your KC. Is it KCP?
Yeah, it was KCP. And so for the Kenyans who might understand this, we used to do 7 subjects. So the 7 subjects were, there was, I'll start with the non-obvious ones. We had home science, business. We had geography, history, civics. CRE. GHCR.
GCR. Or if you are doing Islamic, whatever, is GHCR. IRE.
Yes, Islamic Religious Education. CRE was Christian Religious Education.
Yes.
Yeah. Then we will have art and craft music. So we have art and craft, then music.
The one beautiful subject that we lost.
I think we lost a lot of beautiful subjects.
Because you can see the reflection even in the music that is being created today.
We've lost a lot. Even in home science, we've lost a lot.
Yes.
We also did agriculture.
Home science, actually. Ladies, I would like to hear ladies' perspective on this.
Yeah. The home science that we used to do, it was amazing. That was before the flood of the Chinese clothing and the flood of the second hand.
People used to knit, do the back stitches.
There was not a lot of second-hand clothing. So you would actually literally repair your clothes.
Yes.
Because they would last long enough to be repaired.
And people could actually pursue tailoring as a career.
Yes.
Yeah. And there's so many designers even from the lake. Even right now, the best designers and tailors, let me not call them designers, but the best tailors come from the lakeside of I don't know, maybe.
I think it was more of an apprenticeship thing.
Okay.
So if you have a group of good tailors, you get apprentices who learn under you. So it might have been that there was a good group of tailors who started this out, and they then followed a couple of apprentices. Yeah, who also do apprenticeship for, and the cycle just continues.
Nice.
So it's probably just the cause of that.
Okay,
yeah.
I see.
And that again might explain why some regions of Kenya are known for being good in business.
Yeah.
And being good in business is mostly about just apprenticeship. If you take someone and teach them your ways,
they can see it literally. Exactly. This is how it's done.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you take them and teach them your ways, then that's what they're going to do. Some regions are known for being good in class and all that.
Yeah.
It's because it was preached to them.
Yeah.
There was a preaching to the parents that this is what you're supposed to do, and this is what blah blah blah, and that is what was carried out through. So that might explain again why you are saying the Luos are good at mechanics.
Yeah,
they're very good mechanics.
Yeah.
It's because the apprenticeship program works. Yeah, and I believe in an apprenticeship program.
Sigu, let me ask you, because also I believe this. I don't believe in mentorship, by the way.
Yes.
I believe so much in apprenticeship.
Yes.
Because you see what is being done, you can do it, you can ask the question, you can be corrected there and then.
Yes.
But mentorship, how it works or how most people implement it, it's not that it's a bad thing altogether, but how people implement it, sometimes it doesn't have much impact or you don't learn so much from it. So someone comes and shares, I'm this and that. And of course, people choose mentorship upon, the limelight and how people perceive certain people.
Yes.
So you end up someone regurgitating their life without even maybe leaving the bad side of things.
Yes.
And then you assume everything is like that. And remember, this person is different from you. So whatever you apply from this person might not work for you, because also you are different. People are different.
Yes.
But apprenticeship, you find that this person maybe is repairing a car.
Yeah.
And you see them take a wench. They take a spanner. They open up the wheel or whatever they are doing. And you can see it literally.
Yes.
So they don't need to tell you that this is how I do it.
Yeah.
So you can do the process and make all the mistakes that you can make, but over time you'll actually affect it.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
So it's that is kind of my theory as to why different regions are good at different things.
Yeah.
Because there are more chances for you to land a mechanic job if you're from a region where there are a lot of mechanics.
For sure.
Tailoring, the same thing.
Yeah.
Business, the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that to me explains why.
And running the same. running the same.
Running might be a bit talent and body.
If you think about it, athletes come from one region in this country.
Actually, yeah, all
majority, not all of them, but majority.
When you talk about athletics, it's not necessarily those one.
Oh, running.
We have rugby and football. It's again from this western part of Kenya.
Yeah.
All sports are from western part of Kenya.
All sports.
All the sports in Kenya. I'm making a very controversial statement.
Very controversial.
Yeah, but most of the players in rugby, football, running, they are Rift Valley towards the western side of Kenya. Yeah.
But also the terrain, is it the terrain? I don't know.
The terrain and the altitude, maybe.
Yeah.
But again, the Mount Kenya side has a higher altitude. Why are we talking about things we don't know?
No, I mean, because it's very important even for someone to understand the environment they are operating in, so that they don't push themselves to death. Whereas, at the end of the day, they say about what they say about opportunities, time and place.
Yeah.
Again, the environment you're working in determines who you become, actually.
Yeah,
and that's why even in this podcast, you try to tell the initial journey up to where you are, because at the end of the day, that actually, if you either directly or consciously or subconsciously, it molds you to who you are.
Yeah.
I've seen you teach guys how to like do stuff, and you still do that. It's like one of the biggest thing that you do beside, day-to-day thing. And we'll talk about that in detail.
Yeah.
And now I understand you learn these subconsciously. This is how I can show someone to do something and they do it.
Yes.
Without feeling, a hassle. This is how I can explain something to someone and they understand.
And they understand it.
But you didn't know you are learning that. You just learned by seeing it being done.
Yes.
Or maybe it was done to you. You never know, right? But anyway, here we are in primary school. You do your KCSE. KCP, sorry.
KCP. And I managed to score some good marks and I go to what we call a national school. I'll take this time to introduce the Great National School.
Yes.
The only school in Kenya that had two names.
Allah.
Yes. No, there were few. There were two. There were two.
I wanted you to finish.
It was only two. Nairobi School and Maseno School. I went to the Great Maseno School. Established in 1906.
Is it one of the oldest school?
Yes, it's one of the oldest schools in Kenya.
Yeah.
So I managed to join Maseno School. That was, I think, that was 2002. Yeah, I got into my Form 1 and again, culture shock. Now, another level of culture shock, which is now, I have now more urbanized and exposed humans from different parts of Kenya now.
Yes. This is a national school.
Yes.
Yeah.
Another culture shock. Position, bottom 40.
So you come from this school, you are top, maybe you said top 10 or top 1?
In my lower primary, I was position 1.
Lower.
Yes. I moved to boarding in class 5, bottom 10. I work my way upwards.
Yes.
Then now I come to high school. Another culture shock.
Yes.
Bottom 40.
And from primary school, as you finish your
position, I think 3.
Position 3.
Yeah.
Here you come bottom 40.
Now I'm bottom 40.
Out of?
240.
Sorry. 200. Oh my God. So you have to work like 200 positions.
Yes.
Did you get frustrated? Even thinking about that, also it's really...
Yes, it was.
discouraging.
Yeah, and again, it's, you know...
Let me ask you this, Sigu, now that we're talking about that. You know, there's bottom 40 of maybe, say, with grades, there's A to D or E. Is there E minus to E? But you can be bottom 40 with an A minus, which is not bad after all. Was it the case?
No.
So you're bottom 40, you're not doing so well.
Yeah, bottom 40 was bottom 40. And back then, there was the natural curve performance where there are few people who are at A. And you know how the natural curve looks.
I know, yeah.
So it was the natural curve of distribution. So at bottom 40, I was actually...
Those who are good are really
good. Those who are bad are really bad.
The opposite is true. I can feel
So
for you,
now
man.
I'm at bottom 40. And I think my parents realized that I need what we call exposure. So now they are now doing their best to take me out to agricultural showgrounds, take me out for a lot of town activities.
Yes.
Just to at least improve even my composition and all that.
Yes.
And part of this happened in primary school. I just forgot about it. So this was just to at least help me stop writing out the same composition over and over again.
So you have new stories,
I
interesting
can have new
perspective
interesting,
of life.
different stuff to talk about and all that. So I'm at bottom 40 here, and now I need to start working my way up.
Yes.
But again, you have to now make new friends, and there's no one I know that can now help me out. But lucky me, I can now speak Swahili. So I can now speak I can comfortably communicate in Swahili. So I get to this school, and now for the first time I'm hearing about a game called rugby. We have squash. We have lawn tennis.
Maseno school.
Table tennis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Say no more.
Aye. And I landed in drama.
Why, man? Why? This
Because
is interesting.
I can't do rugby.
Yeah. Can't do squash.
I can't do squash. I don't even know what squash is.
Do they still have squash up today?
I don't think so. I can't do squash.
You know, squash
and
is
now the great basketball.
like golf, yeah.
The great basketball in Maseno. Maseno school was so good at basketball.
Yeah.
And again, now that I was meeting basketball at that age, I have never been like 100% fan of basketball. Are
there levels?
Yeah, it's something that I would watch if it's on my way.
Yes.
But I won't watch it on TV. I would rather watch it one-on-one, but not on TV.
Yes.
Basketball, again, I will cheer my school, do basketball and all that. But it's also another challenging thing. I had previously had a few encounters with hockey. So I went into drama.
Yes.
Did drama for my first... Yeah, Form 1 I was in drama. And I remember I was dressed like a girl. And I didn't understand why no one else wanted to be dressed like a girl. Somehow, it wasn't really any issue for me dressing up like a girl and being in the crowd.
Yeah.
But we ended up going up to, I think, which level was that? The provincial levels. We also did our... On second term, I went for music festivals. Yes. And now, I went into music festivals because I knew. I realized that if you go to music festival, you'll go to Nairobi. Yes.
And sing for...
And now, here is my chance.
Sing for the president or something?
No. Music festival, always... There was always a category that has to go to Nairobi.
Nationals, which level?
Nationals. So you just... choose different categories. One of them or two or three of them might end up in the national.
Is your ticket to the city?
Yes, ticket to the city. The longest drive I had ever had was about 70 kilometers drive.